What's going on, guys? Quick video here because a couple of days ago, WADA, which is the World Anti-Doping Agency, released their 2022 Drug and Substance Monitoring Program. If you're not aware what this is, it is a program they release every year where they list the drugs or substances that they're monitoring in athletes' blood and urine samples. So it's not things, they're not prohibited, you're allowed to take them, but they're things that they're looking and measuring the use of in athletes, so how much people are using and how many athletes are using them. And then tracking them to potentially ban them down the track. So I find it's interesting to look at, see what sort of drugs are up and coming, maybe have some performance enhancing effects and that are WADA are sort of onto. So you can see here they've released a monitoring program publicly since 2009, and the 2022 one is released. I've got it up here. So this is it here, WADA, Anti-Doping Agency. Let's read through what they say it is, just so it's not in my words. It's a monitoring program regarding substances which are not on the prohibited list, but which WADA wishes to monitor in order to detect potential patterns of misuse in sport. So things that may be performance enhancing may also be dangerous to athletes and that they want to keep an eye on. So I'm going to go through all of these and see if there's anything that might be interesting. So let's start from the top and we will go through it. So the first one up here is ecdysterone, so ecdysteroids. If you haven't heard of these, they're very popular in the fitness industry at the moment, in the gym scene. So what ecdysteroids are plant or insect hormones. So just as humans have testosterone and hormones that have an anabolic effect, performance enhancing effect, insects and plants also have these, and you can take these and it does appear that they have some performance enhancing effect. So just a quick study here to give you an idea of what we're looking at. So this was a study in rats, but they sort of found there is an anabolic effect somewhat similar to low doses of like testosterone and anabolic agents. Obviously it's definitely not as strong as that, but they have found there is some research to show that you take these things and they do have a muscle building and recovery time increasing, speeding up effect. Even the author of this study said, regarding its status in sport, ecdysterone should be considered to be included in the class of other anabolic agents of the list of prohibited substances of WADA. So this author sort of said the amount of gains that you could potentially be getting from these ecdysteroids is significant enough that it should be considered to be banned. So that's, this is probably this was a study from 2015, so this is probably one of the reasons why WADA have put it on their monitoring list to see how many athletes are using it and if there's a potential misuse of it in sport. So, what am I actually what is ecdysteroids, like what am I talking about? So you can buy it online. So I'm on elitesups.com.au. They've got testosterone, which is a form of an ecdysteroid. So you can buy it. If you're in Australia, you can just buy this. It's just a supplement, basically. It's just a nutritional supplement. It's not really a drug. So yeah, you can just buy this, elitesups.com. Couple of things here. You have absolutely no idea what's in this. And I would definitely not take this if there's any chance you're going to get tested, because although this testosterone isn't banned, you don't actually know what's in this. You're kind of taking the supplement company's word for it that it's not contaminated with anything. So I would not be going anywhere near these sorts of supplements because they're designed for the fitness industry. They're not designed for athletes who are have a chance of getting tested. So keep that in mind. There are ones that are purity tested. So I found this one here, Emerald Labs sell testosterone. And it's HPLC tested, which is they'll send their supplement off to a drug testing company to test it for purity. So, if I was buying it, I'd probably recommend this. You got a better chance of it not being contaminated with crap in it. But yeah, I wouldn't be taking these myself. But that's just like, this stuff can be bought, and athletes would be using this. 100% there'd be athletes using this, and that's why it's on the monitoring program. So keep that in mind. Beta-2 agonists. So this will be a lot of the asthma medication. There's not much in here. So salmeterol and vilanterol below minimum reporting level. So there's so many different beta-2 agonists. This is just two of them. And interesting here, below the minimum reporting level. So similar to, I did a video on salbutamol. So they're probably looking at how many athletes are actually taking this below the dose you're allowed. And seeing, is there widespread use of these? Is that safe? Things like that. Stimulants. You can see here caffeine. So everyone uses caffeine pretty much. It was actually previously banned by WADA up to a certain amount. Sorry, not above a certain amount. It was banned. Now you can use it up to any amount. So that's still being monitored. And nicotine as well, as you'll probably also recognize the name. Nicotine is the thing people use to stop smoking. So nicotine gum, nicotine patches. Why would an athlete even use nicotine? Really stupid people use it to try and lose weight as like an appetite suppressant. So the nicotine kind of, just like if you're having withdrawal symptoms of smoking, having the nicotine makes you feel satisfied. So some people use it as an appetite suppressant, which is really, really, really dumb. Do not do that, please. But that's probably why it's on the monitoring list. Some of these are actually quite, I actually wouldn't go near any of these besides caffeine, maybe synephrine. But anyway, we'll go into bupropion and piperdrol. These are antidepressants. They have psychoactive effects, and they're used as appetite suppressants as well. But these are drugs. These aren't supplements. These are proper, like, you need a prescription for. So I wouldn't go near any of these. Why would someone use them? Probably to lose weight, appetite suppressants. Phenylephrine and phenylpropanolamine. These are the things in the over-the-counter the cold and flu tablets, the decongestants. Probably not performance enhancing. Actually, I think phenylpropanolamine is another appetite suppressant. And then synephrine is another one it's very common in fat burners in the fitness industry. Bit of a stimulant, potentially increase your basal metabolic rate. But again, these things that have a potential sort of psychoactive effect scare me. I would not touch any of these besides caffeine. What else have we got here? In the narcotics section, so tramadol. Tramadol's still legal under WADA. You can take it, but it's banned by the UCI. So if you're watching this video, you're probably a cyclist, and you should not be taking tramadol. It's banned. Codeine and hydrocodone. If you're taking hydrocodone, you've got bigger issues, and yeah, you should see someone. So I wouldn't touch any of these anyway. So they're just being monitored. Potentially, if WADA detects that they're being commonly used, they'll just ban them, because these are highly addictive. So that's it there. Nothing else really for me to add. Just interesting. I check this every year, see what's new. So the Ecdysteroids, they've only been on there, I think, since 2020, so the last couple of years. But I mean, these stimulants, if I bring up the one from, so this is the 2010 monitoring program, bupropion, caffeine. So these, piperdrol, synephrine, these have been on the monitoring list for like over a decade now. So yeah, I don't know. I'm actually not sure why. Like, I thought they would have just either banned them or just, yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Morphine codeine ratio. Anyway, okay, cool. That's it, guys. I'll end the video there. Hope you found that interesting, and I'll catch you in the next one.